Good morning everyone and welcome back to Guided Reading for this week. We have continued to see some amazing reading being sent into the reception email address, so keep it coming. We are loving seeing what you're reading at home. Now, I wonder what will happen in the story today with Ron Rabbit. Before we read it, let's have a look at our learning objective, our key vocabulary and our reading strategy, and also do a quick warm-up to get those brains working. Let's find out what we're up to today. Our learning objective is the same as it's been for the last 2 days. We are learning how to read a simple sentence. We're applying all of the knowledge that we already have, all of our phonics skills, all of our blending skills, and we're putting that into action so that we can read simple sentences. Some of the key words we're using today are word, phonics, sentence, blend and strategy. And speaking of strategy, our reading strategy for this week is using our sounds, which means we're applying all of our phonics whilst we're reading. We'll also be touching on our other reading strategy, which is to look at the pictures. Okay, so to get those brains warm, we are going to do a little game of Say What You Can See. On the screen, you're going to see some tricky word splats, but also some little fish with some of the key words from this week's book. So if it's a splat, then you know it's a tricky word. If you see a fish, you might need to use your robot arms to blend the sounds and read the word. Let's see if you can say the words before I do. Good luck. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Into. Ooh, robot talk it. Fish. Into. Robot talk it. Chip. He. Shop. The. This. My. She. Did you manage to say the words before I did? Let's go over to Planet Pluto and have a go at doing some blending before we start guided reading. What to do is use your robot arms to read the word, blend the sounds together and then decide whether it's real. If it's a fake word, we're going to pop it over here. If it's a real word, we'll pop it over here. Let's decide whether the words are real or fake and whether they go to ob or bob. Get those robot arms ready. D-X, Dex. G-X, Jex. Ox, Hox. B-Ox, Box. R-Ax, Rax. S-Ix, Six. Why don't you go on to Phonics Play and have a go at playing Planet Pluto after we finish guided reading? Okay, we are definitely warmed up and ready to start guided reading. First, I'm going to have a go at reading the text so far and tracking the words as I read. Next, you'll be able to join in with me as we continue reading the next part of Fish and Chips. This is Ron Rabbit. Ron has a job in a fish and chip shop. This fish is too hot. This fish is not hot. Cut up this fish. Fill up this cup. Whiz, 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 whiz. When will my fish come? Let's have a look at page number 9 to see what we think is going to happen on this page. Can you remember what this is called? It's a Speech bubble. And when we see a speech bubble, we know someone is talking. So this person here is saying something. What might they be saying? Use the reading strategy of looking at the pictures to help you think about what this character might be saying to Ron Rabbit. Now I've made the speech bubble a little bit bigger so we can read it to find out what this person is saying. Are you ready to read with me? Now this word that we can see is a new tricky word. This says which. My turn. Which? Your turn. Our turn. Which? Let's keep on reading. Is. Kangaroo jump. Which is. Tricky word. M and Y spells. My. Kangaroo jump. Which is my fish? Which is my fish? And at the end we've got a question mark. Can you point to the two tricky words in this sentence? Tell me when to stop when you see the first tricky word. Stop. Tricky word, which. Tell me when to stop when I get to the next one. Stop. My. Why do you think this character is asking which fish is for them? I think it's because Ron is carrying 1, 2, 3, 4 plates. And the character wants to know which one is theirs so that they can start eating. They must be feeling really hungry. How do you think Ron is feeling? Use the pictures to help you. Have a look at Ron's facial expression. How do you think he is feeling and why do you think he feels that way? I think he's feeling a little bit confused. He doesn't look too sure, does he? Let's find out what happens next. So look carefully at the picture on page number 10. What is Ron carrying? You're right, he's carrying a big stack of plates and bowls. Lots of crockery from the tables. Where do you think Ron's going to take all of these plates? I think he's probably going to head towards the kitchen so that the plates can be washed up, ready for the next people to use. Who's your favourite character so far? Do you like Ron the most? Or is it one of the customers? Tell your grown-up who your favourite character is and see if you can explain why. Shall we have a go at reading this speech bubble so we can find out what this lady's saying? Okay, so this speech bubble here has just been made a little bit bigger so we can read it. Starting together, we're going to read our turn all together. Digraph. This. Is. Which digraph do we think? Is it or t-oo? T-oo. Two. Let's go back to the beginning, kangaroo jump. This is too much. Fish. Kangaroo jump. This is too much fish. And at the end we can see this. What is this at the end of the sentence? Well done if you said exclamation mark. Now I'd like you to look really carefully at this sentence. Can you find 4 digraphs? Look carefully. There are 4 digraphs in the sentence. See if you can find them. Okay, let's check. There is digraph 1. There's the next. And the next. Ch. And the last one. Shh. Let's have a go at saying these digraphs together. Ch. Shh. Fantastic looking for those digraphs. Okay, one last question about page number 10. Now the lady said there was too much of something on her plate. Did she say there was too much fish or too much chips? You're right, she said that there is too much fish. And we can check that we're right by rereading the sentence. This is too much fish. And we think she might be shouting because there's an exclamation mark at the end. Let's head over to page 11 to find out what happens next. Looking carefully just at the pictures, what can you see is happening on page number 11? We've seen a page that looks similar to this before, haven't we? What do you think Ron is doing here and here? Don't read the sentence yet. Just use the pictures to see if you can explain what Ron is doing. Before we read the sentence, we can see here that it says those words again that we saw on the other page. It says whiz, 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 whiz. Why do you think the author has chosen to write whiz, whiz so many times? It's because it shows that Ron is working really hard. He's having to work really quickly to get all of the food out to these customers. Let's have a go at reading this speech bubble so we can see what Ron is saying. We're going to read this all together for our turn, but I might stop and ask you to read some of the words on your own for your turn. So listen carefully and join in with me to start with. I'm. This is a shorter way of writing I am. I'm fed. Fed. I'm fed. Your turn, off you go. Up. Up. Kangaroo. I'm fed up. Our turn. With. Your turn. This. Kangaroo jump. I'm fed up with this. Your turn. Let's check. Job. Job. Kangaroo jump. I'm fed up with this job. And an exclamation mark. Let's see if we can shout it. I'm fed up with this job. Oh no, it doesn't sound like Ron is very happy at the moment. Why do you think he's feeling fed up? I think it's because of everybody complaining so much about their food. Now, looking carefully at this sentence, I'd like you to see if you can point to the digraph. It appears twice in this sentence. Look carefully and point to both of the digraph and then we'll check to see if you're right. Okay, let's check. Here's the first one, TH, and the second one is next to it at the start of the new word. So we can see that the TH digraph can go at the end of a word and at the start. Oh, so the lady said that this is too much fish. What happened after the lady said that? Have a look at the next page. What happened after? Ron said he is fed up with this job. Let's find out what happens next to Ron. Okay, looking carefully at the pictures then. Do we think it's going to get any better for Ron on this page? Or do we think he's going to get more complaints? I can see there's a speech bubble coming from this man here. What do you think he's saying? Remember, don't read it yet, just use the pictures as clues. And at the back, we can see Ron is giving this man a piece of paper. What do you think that is? Have you and your grown-ups ever been given a piece of paper like this at a restaurant or a cafe? Well done if you said that this is a receipt or a bill, and this is telling the person how much their food is going to cost. Well, I think so anyway. Let's keep reading to find out. Okay, all together for our turn, we're going to read this sentence. I've just made this speech bubble a little bit bigger so we can read it together. Our turn, off we go. This. Fish. Kangaroo jump. This fish is two. Kangaroo jump. This fish is two. Your turn. Fat. Kangaroo jump. This fish is too fat. At the end of the sentence, we can see an exclamation mark. And what does that mean? They are shouting it, so let's have a go at shouting the sentence this time. This fish is too fat. Can you have a look at this sentence and see if you can find 3 digraphs? Point to the 3 digraphs in this sentence. Pause the video so you've got some time, and if you need a little bit more help, then keep listening. The first digraph you need to look for is digraph or v. It's got 2 phonemes, so soft or hard. Have a look. The next one you're looking for is digraph sh. And finally, the third digraph is digraph ooh. Again, it's got 2 phonemes. Ooh. Okay, and let's check to see if you were able to find all 3 digraphs. Here's the first one. It's got a soft and a hard sound. Here's the second one. What's this digraph? Shh. And the third one is digraph ooh. And your last question for today. What did the man say was wrong with the fish? Look at the sentence to find the answer. Oh no, Ron has had another complaint. Let's stop the story there for today and have a look at your chilli challenges. And then tomorrow we're going to find out how this story ends. I've got my fingers crossed that Ron Rabbit cheers up and has some good news at his cafe. Let's have a look at what your chilli challenges are for today. Read the sentence below and draw a picture to represent it. It's really important that you have a go reading this sentence on your own and then having a go at drawing a picture so that we know you understand what you've read. Chilli challenge 2. Read the sentence below and change one of the red words so that the sentence still makes sense. Can you then draw a picture to represent your new sentence? I would change this word, fish, and I think I'd choose a different animal. What are you going to change in this sentence? And chilli 3. Read the sentence below and change one of the red words so that the sentence still makes sense. Can you then draw a picture to represent your new sentence? After that, I'd like you to teach your grown-up how to read a simple sentence. Think about everything they need to know. What do they need to do so that they can read this sentence on their own? It's your turn to be the teacher. Okay, now it's time for you to sit back and enjoy my story all about friendship in space. This story is called The Night the Stars Went Out. I hope you enjoy it. See you tomorrow for guided reading and good luck with those chilli challenges. Bye!
There once was a tiny alien with a very big job. Alien was a star shiner. Every night he kept the stars shining. Alien took his job very seriously, maybe a bit too seriously. Alien never took time off to do anything fun. He didn't even have any friends. Every day he shined and shined and shined. Shining is all he did. But one night, something disastrous happened. The stars went out. Oh no! Did I shine the stars too much? Alien wondered. He tried everything to fix the problem, but nothing worked. Alien was desperate, so he called the star helpline. They told him he needed a magic varnish, but the varnish was only sold on a faraway planet called Earth. Alien changed into his best human disguise and set off right away. It was a long trip. When Alien finally arrived on Earth, he learned something interesting. On Earth, aliens float. He hadn't planned for this, and he got himself into a bit of a tangle. Help me! Alien kept yelling and finally got the attention of a young boy and his dog. Hello, can you help me please? Alien asked. Sure, the boy replied. Alien's moustache was itchy, so he ripped it off. I'm Alien, he said. I'm George, the boy replied, letting the balloon go and kindly tying Alien to the string so he wouldn't float away. What brings you to Earth? Alien explained the situation, feeling sadder by the minute. George listened carefully. When Alien finished telling him about the problem, George said, We can fix this. Come on. Let's go to the hardware shop. Alien didn't know what a hardware shop was, but he was willing to try anything. At the hardware shop, George knew exactly where to find the magic star varnish. They wasted no time stocking up. Look at all of that varnish they've got there. with me for a while?" George asked. Alien wasn't sure. He needed to get the stars back on, but George had been so helpful. "Okay," Alien said. Alien couldn't believe how wonderful it was to play. He had never had so much fun. They giggled and giggled and giggled. Alien felt very strange. His body felt light, and he couldn't stop smiling. He was happy. Then something extraordinary happened. The stars turned on. Look at all of those beautiful multicoloured stars. "How did you do that?" George asked. "I didn't," said Alien. "You did. You made me happy. I didn't need magic star varnish after all. I just needed a friend." "Let's promise to stay friends forever," George said. "That way, the stars will never go out again." And together, they're still keeping that promise.